floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to.
Alrighty then. That's enough preamble. Hey guys! Dante's here and welcome back. Dante here. Welcome back to another edition of Sunday Night Art Stream here on The Burgos Art. Just double checking my audio. Everything seems good. Let me zoom in on my chat. Alright then. So I know that's all running just fine. Switch the music around so I can hear it better. Alright. So as the title suggests. Oh man. Sorry. As the title suggests, we are doing more pixel artwork, background artwork to be more precise. Let me zoom in real quick. Okay, let's okay, so we've settled on your standard scale going across for at least the first stage. If we zoom in, let me see, is this my ink layer? Okay, so we're going to use that for the ink layer. Can I use the G pen for this? Yeah, let's see. So right here, oh yeah, stand by. No snapping, there we go. So this space right here is our character walking space. This space here will be will just be illustrated as like the edge of the page. So essentially, to make it work, when I put this guy into our program, right here, so everything from here downward is where we are sticking our collision box, right? And I've taken that into account, and I hope to measure that out properly so that this will be the same thing, where midway on this is where he's standing. And then if we do rooftops, same thing. Midway on this is what he's standing on. So I went online, got my reference, got a bunch of reference. I found this nice saloon. I found these flat prop from like a fake western town, and some actual photographs of old town. So the issue I'm right now hitting personally is that I'm trying really hard to like match it to what's in the background. And I got about this far and I was like, screw it. Like, that's as clean as I'm gonna get. I think we should just go loose. And it's that thing where it's like, I want to use the reference to make it look nice, but then at some point it's not my style anymore. So I'm gonna use the reference and go loose and exaggerate it and mix it up a little bit and find my style. Because I was being way too restrictive of myself on this first house. That I'm just gonna go kind of loose with it. And I'm gonna try using the G pen instead of what I've been using, which is the dot pen, because I can set the G pen. Let me see. Let me zoom in. Give me a second. I'm using the G pen at 1 pixel frame, right? Now the thing is with the G pen, it's pressure based, so I can start kind of jumps. I don't know. The dot pen gives me exactly, the dot pen does exactly this, while the G pen, even when it's set to more pixels, a more pixel, as opposed, it's, let me see, what am I looking at? That's the G pen normally. still, and then you have this, which is what I kind of want. So I'm thinking we're gonna color with just the colors, and then we'll ink on top. Kind of how we did the clouds, and kind of go loose with that. And just like we're just gonna fix up this town. We're gonna mix it up. We're not gonna be as stale as we've been. Yeah, so that's where we're at. We're just gonna throw in this background. I might do a foreground to have some fun stuff in front of him. We'll figure that out. Before we do, let's go down some basic stuff. I hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. I'm having a good weekend. Keep track of what's coming up on Leaf Me. Right now, it's mentioning the Long Island Retro Gaming. That's in August. But at the end of this week, that means next weekend, this weekend coming up, is Brooklyn Comic Con. It has the original voice actor for Jubilee. It has the original and I think current voice actor for Beast and Storm. If you're watching the X-Men series, they're gonna be there. It's gonna have one of the actually has the original Black Power Ranger, a few wrestlers. But I think there's usually like a wrestler or two who shows up at these conventions. Definitely plenty of like well-known cosplayers, like as special guests, and myself is gonna have a table there. So check it out, Brooklyn Comic Con. That's that news. There it is, popped up right now. Brooklyn Comic Con. In other news, a few of my friends and I walked around the city yesterday, and I finally gave in to something I've been eyeballing online for like a while. I'm like, I finally broke down. I was in the store and I was like, you know what? It's the same price in the store as it is online. Add the tax to it, it'll be the exact same as shipping price. And I said, screw it. And I actually said out loud to myself, I'm a grown ass man, but I have disposable income. My bills are paid. I got no kids to worry about. And I bought this son of a bitch. No, it is not an original. It is the new Beast Wars Silverbolt. Freaking bought this guy. So a little personal story before we go into the artwork. A little story about my fandom. I am a huge fan of Beast Wars. I was a little late to the Transformer franchise. Loved, but I definitely was just the right age for the Beast Wars series, right? And one day, little Dante is walking around the city. My mom remembers this too. My mom remembers walking around the city, walking in the Bronx, and I happened to see Silverbolt. The only Silverbolt in a store that had like 3 toys, and the rest of the store was like beauty supplies. Like it was like a really cheap store. So beauty supplies, random knickknacks, a few weaves in the background, and like a handful of toys. And I see the figurine for Silverbolt, and I already had the figurine for Quick Strike. And I go, oh, Mom, can I have that? And she goes, oh, I'm sorry, not right now. I go, okay. She goes, we'll get it tomorrow. I go, okay. Come back, down to the store. And that was it. This is 1995. You know, the search on the internet for like toys wasn't the biggest thing at that time. And there's just, you know, Toys R Us. There wasn't like a Toys R Us in the Bronx area. Unless you go further out, a little further out towards the city. But yeah, gone forever. That was 1995. They only just this year made a new Silverbolt. Yeah, you had the exclusives and like conventions and stuff, but they weren't really Silverbolt. They were just like repaints of other vehicle Transformers that were meant to be like his original mode or whatever, you know, whatever lore you want to give it. So I was in the city, I saw him, I was like, you know what? About $36 plus tax, $40. Boom. I finally have my Silverbolt. He's not perfect. He is not perfect. He has like a few weird proportions. He got a big old exposed booty. For some reason, his bird tail doesn't extend past his dog hiney. His robot mode is perfect. His robot mode, like the proportions are perfect, but they get a little wonky once you get to the beast mode. But yeah, I am so freaking happy I bought this. And it really does show you the difference in construction. I was talking to my friend about it from a design standpoint. And I told him, yeah, like the new toys, they have all the articulation. All this articulation, everything moves, everything's like ratchet joints, but they don't do the gimmicks. There's no spring-loaded missiles. There's no like press a button and he punches kind of gimmick. You don't really get too many gimmicks nowadays. And it's a trade-off. So it's beautiful, but it doesn't have all the old gimmicks. It's one of those kind of weird things. So I finally got a Silver Bolt to go along with my, I guess you call it G1, Quick Strike. Yeah, and that's my geekdom for today. I bought him. I love him. And to quote his voice actor, I think he's like, brave, noble, dumb as a sack of doornails. No, dumb as a sack of doorknobs. That's it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's a quote from the actual like voice actor. Brave, noble, dumb as a sack of doorknobs. Water's almost empty. Anywho, let's get to it. Locking my layers. Let's go. It was gonna drop a bunch of colors in here. We'll figure out some of the details, some of the finer details later.
The best
Oh, does this now have advertisements? Are you serious? They stuck advertisements into this? Since when?
Where to look for the
That's annoying. Okay, so we are going to match this. So we're going to actually, let's bring this down a bit more. So the idea is, if I program it right, he'll be able to jump straight up onto that. I'm trying to measure the height of this all properly. And I measured the heights in a way where if he can make it from here to here, and then make it from there to here, if he jumps again, he won't be jumping too far out of frame. He'll be out of frame a little bit, which is kind of annoying. He'll be jumping kind of out of frame, but that's the scale I'm making it right now. So, you know, he'll still be jumping, and he'll kind of like jump above the frame, just pinch, but not, you know, nothing too egregious. I want to make it 1-to-1 to what's actually here, so put some stuff in the background. Yeah, we're basically just gonna be drawing a bunch of shapes right now. Drawing like general shapes and stuff, not actually like just different colors, if that makes sense. Just so I can see where I'm at over here. There we go. We'll fill that in with black ink eventually. just so I can see where the chair's at. And then we'll add flair to where we'll add like actually let's open the door outward. No, most doors open inward. So then we'll add some black on top of that. That's so weird. Make sure my stream is still going. Yeah, it's still going. Do, 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 do. Let's see. So if you start right here, as soon as you start going forward, you're gonna start seeing villains. How soon villains? Like probably one right here. I'm thinking about layout, stage layout. So for sure, like this awning's gonna be a spot. This over here might be a spot too. Don't want the rooftop to be a spot. Don't want that. Like, you know, I have to like really think of like rooftops and stuff. Like the next over here, a lot of these rooftops match up. Over here, not so much. But that's, I'll fiddle with it. I'm gonna go and exaggerate the length of this. Just have it like that. You know what? Let's switch that up. Because it's a fake house anyway, it's not to scale. Like, this is not to scales anyway, so who cares? We're going to do something like this. So we're gonna raise it up. I'm gonna raise that roof, if that makes sense. Because all of these are actual like homes, more or less to scale. This is just movie prop stuff. If I want it to, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm overthinking it. Sorry, I'm overthinking it. I'm gonna do. There's an old run. I'm gonna make this an old, broken down house. Yeah, something like. I could do some foreground stuff on this too. idea is something like that. There we go. Yeah. Something along that look. You finish up this. I kind of want to make the sign. Kind of want to make the sign sideways. Technically, if the windows are there, this whole thing should be much higher. I have to remember this is a prop house. This isn't the actual way the house looks. So I need to actually bring it up a little bit. There it is. There we go. Yeah, something like that. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Kind of want to do like a Let me do some broken. Some like rotted broken wood here. And then use the lighter color to once again kind of indicate that this is a walking area. I just gotta make sure, like, the way I color it, because right now I'm thinking without a overlay, so he has to stand within the box. So like this is, here is everything up is his collision box. So that means whatever I draw on a plane that's taking up this much space, the collision box is here, which means I could draw this a certain way. I have to draw this a certain way to indicate background. Like that way it doesn't like, you know, look like he's just floating. The background needs to kind of match where he's standing, unless I actively draw something in front of that on a separate layer. But I think this should work. And I'll just draw like rubble. This is all rubble right here. And this is the side of the building itself. Give or take. From the side. Here it just comes down. Yeah, that's it. Give it a bit more depth, like that. Floorboards. So everything, well, not everything, because the first house is leading
Before Shopify, were you wondering
at
where
a
my
certain
sales
area,
at?
and that's a
But now
freaking
you're selling.
advertisement. Oh, god dang it. You know what? The whole reason I have background music like this off of YouTube is because anything, all the copyright free music that Streamlabs provides works fine on Instagram, works fine on Twitch, but then once it hits freaking YouTube, it gets copyrighted. No strikes, but it gets copyrighted. And since this stuff is meant to be held permanently on YouTube, you know, what's the point of having it then? Yeah, so it turns out that I'm going to go switch to, I forget if it's a Cyberpunk one I tend to play, has advertisements. We'll see about that. But that's what we're going with. they boarded this door, or they boarded this doorway up. One window, but it's gonna be completely broken. Because the real issue, when you only have 3 colors, plus black and white, you gotta find ways right about there. You gotta find ways to make this all work. So we'll probably be adjusting lots of colors back and forth as we go. It's way too big. And so the dot is good for the just clean, like if you're just doing like, you know, once again, clean lines. But the pen, the G pen tool is good for doing like big areas. Because even if you set the G pen to 1 pixel, it's still pressure sensitive, so sometimes it won't do every line, every little dot. And one thing that's going to help let the player know they can land on certain objects. I'm going to put villains on those platforms. They can kind of read the platforms as they go. Like, oh, this is obviously an open area. Let's put a big old hole right here. rearrange where this building is sitting. What did I just do? Ooh, just jumped into the chat. You zoom in. Screw you. Get your spam bot out of here, guys. Let me see. How do I want to adjust these guys in the background? It works for the awnings, it works for some of the rooftops actually too. It's kind of the problem, me using a more stylized house for the beginning of it. I'm using a stylized house to start off with. It's kind of messing me up when I'm using actual houses for reference in terms of like how much space he needs to move around. We'll figure it out. We'll pick and choose. We'll figure it out. We'll pick and choose the reference. The whole reason I'm here is to not get sucked into not to get sucked into it. You know. Not to get sucked into how I describe this. The fine bits. Like, I'm here to enjoy myself and to figure out how to, you know, how I'm gonna go about this stuff. Let's pick a. There we go. For example, boom. Just need to fill it in. Do an alleyway right here. You know, just put random mounds, soil all around them. On the main walking path. Maybe I could use white highlights on the walking path to indicate. Nah, I don't know about that. I was thinking white highlights to indicate like what is and isn't like interactive background. We'll see when we get to the when I start putting some black lines down. We'll figure that out. I'm also thinking to myself, oh, should I just do a repeating tile like I did for the clouds and actual background the far distance rather than do what I'm doing right now? I'm like, nah. I'm thinking nah. Nah. Let's put some black in there. See how it looks. Hey, sorry. Weird itch.
the right steps. Asks across team.
Freaking advertisements non-stop, dude. You know what? Stand by, guys. Gonna bite the bullet. Streamlabs music. Oh, they changed a lot of their stuff here. There's something called poggers here, and I'm like, that's a thing now. That's a music genre. Let's go for the cozy collection. What's in the cozy collection? Okay. We'll go with that. Let me see how well that comes across. Alright? Yeah. And we will be doing lots of cleanup in terms of like edges and everything. I'm just kind of, once again, there's all experimentation right now. That's supposed to be relaxing. Freaking sounds like it's from Phantom of the Opera. What the hell? Thank you. Freaking Phantom of the Opera nonsense. What the heck was that about? I did this wrong. Because the brown is the shadow. Should be like that. Should be like that. That should be there. Yeah. Slowly but surely. And don't call me Shirley. What just happened? Why are you that color? Oh, 'cause I'm erasing it. So now I'm kind of debating if I should keep doing it like this. Like, I need to put black lines in the background, with the background. There's always that issue of like, defining what's background, what's interactive. Should I not put the black lines, etc., etc. Lots of overthinking. I think it's a matter of trust the process, work through the process, figure it out, see what comes out, see what doesn't come out right. Simple as that. Work through the process. Yeah, that makes sense like that. Okay, now we're going to work on this, which is broken wood frames, and they resemble the awning of the house next to it. Actually, guess the idea is this is here. That's busted up, but the bottom half is from there to there. There we go. Trying to get the three-dimensional thinking going. Alright, now we're cooking, now we're cooking. if I'm seeing this side of the house, I should be seeing this side of the window frames. I'll fix the other ones in a minute. No. Boop, boop. Yeah, I'm doing it backwards. You should see this side of the window. Ooh, that's the wrong tool. You should see this side of the window frame, not this side. Yeah, I'm rather than do all the houses, I should have done every house in the same direction, but I'm kind of like mixing it up here and there. There we go. Yeah, we gotta fix these. It's gonna drive me nuts. I'm aware that I'm not doing perfectly straight lines on these. Once again, just kind of going loosey-goosey. worry now is like, man, I hope these brown colors don't get too irritating after a while. Let's see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how it all goes. Hey, Red. Just second guessing myself every step of the way. Thanks, man. Just want to get all the scaling to a point where when I go to program the movement, it all lines up. So, as I mentioned before, you have these two guidelines, right? Top and bottom. Our characters always stand at the middle of that guideline, which means halfway into that guideline are where his collision box and other collision box meet. Then the next set of guidelines are just above his head, so things like this awning will be a jumping area, and then just about equal to that, hopefully just about equal to that, are things like this floor to the building, which is all crumbly and everything. So that's kind of the idea. And given the programming needed for him to jump one level up of himself and then one level up of himself again, if he's at the top guideline and he jumps naturally, he's gonna leave the screen for a second. But hey, if Mario could do it, he could do it too. So whatever. I'm saying to myself over and over again, just go loose, don't go too crazy trying to make everything perfect, make all the buildings perfect, because then it will just look weird compared to like how I draw everything else. You know, not everything else is perfect, so why would I make the background perfect? Yeah, I saw that, dude. We're both streaming like maniacs. What the hell happened to us? When did we start trying to get back on track? When did this happen? Yeah. I've been trying to just stream more in general because I'm striking while the iron's hot, as they say, and I'm just trying to like I don't want to. I'm being careful. I don't want to burn out on this project and then just drop it, because I've done that with many projects before, and I'm like, no, I have to make sure that this project, you know, gets the love it needs while it does. Backwards. I knew it. There is color. Oh no, it's just not color. It's just some grayscale that shouldn't be there. There we go. Yeah, there is some gradients in my black ink, and I don't like that. No gradients. No, wait, would you see the door or the door? No, you would see the door. So, no, I was right the first time. Because you would see the door, not the door frame. Depending on how it's turning. Ah. Three-dimensional space! I'll return to it. But what I will do is this. And then a really shaky foundation, quite literally. There we go. Okay. I am liking them. Like, you just gotta push through it. You gotta push through it. If anything, you can consider this a sketch in motion, because it's me drawing it, but in the end I might return and we do a lot of editing to it anyway. Might end up drawing something here, like within the alleyway. Debating how much of this I could just copy and paste and flip over, you know. I kind of gotta do with this anyway. So let's go to let me see. Take away the colors. Okay, good. So black is still blackened. I don't know. Gonna grab this real quick. Do a copy and paste. We're going to flip. I'm on the wrong layer. I'm on the wrong layer. I'm going to copy and paste the color layer. Then we're going to flip it horizontally. Vertically, it's an arrow pointing up and down. Horizontally has a bridge across because of the H. That's how you remember that. Boom. Now let's drag this guy sideways. So ideally he's like that. Let's do okay for now. Let me deselect for a minute, thank you. I think the issue is these houses are actually smaller than the playhouses because the way the photo was taken using them. So it makes me think. Let me lock that and remove it visually for a minute. Let's go to our building layer. We have all our references. We have these guys. Yeah, they're all just smaller in general. So what if I T for transform? What if I was to just like distort them and stretch them up a little bit? No, distort is left and right. So that's not that. That's not that. It's not distort. Perspective, skew. I never understood how those two really worked well. What if I just still keep the awnings within workable area. Okay, let me do okay. Does that change anything really? Yeah, it definitely. Yeah. Okay. And so we're gonna once again lock that layer. We're gonna visualize this layer back into existence. That's that color. Let me unlock you for a minute. Just for the sake of like spacing, I'm gonna pull you over a little to the side, and I'm gonna grab that building. Let me unlock the buildings again, and I'm gonna grab these guys and pull them over a little bit, just to give me space. All right. go ahead and remove some of this. I am just working at different angles right now. Then you wide a little bit. There you go. You are a smaller shack. You are just a single shack. Right? Yeah, it is a little single shack. The door actually matches up kind of well with it too. Yeah, you are a small shack. There we go. Ironically, the roof is in the right spot. Just that a lot of these older houses had that little extension in the front. So this works. I just want to get all this in here that way I don't have to like redo all this coloring again. If I can get a mass color of it, kind of like sets it up a little bit for me. Yeah. These have a lot of brick in them too. So I could do a nice brick texture on that one. This one, what's the reference look like? So I could do, just make it look nice. And to kind of match the reference we have here. Top is wood, bottom is, the face is more like a, definitely has a textured face. So. Put some brick on there. Not the most even bricks, but we'll make it work. That way, we're introducing a few of the lighter colors that have been reserved so far for the platform in the ground, and putting those into the actual building itself. Much like how I did a lighter here, put some white on it, like for the marble kind of colors. I do like how the windows look. How the black ink kind of breaks apart into the color shadow. Yeah, I think I'll go for brown on this with orange highlights, but I do want to make a stone one, which I think will be good for this guy. Yeah, like a straight up. This is all gonna be a stone one, so this guy is gonna be stone. I want to keep, no, but this awning lines up perfectly, so I can use the background frame as a good reference. Do I want another rooftop here? We have one rooftop play area. Because I can literally keep this exact setup and put a rooftop on this one and then have the two awnings flanking it. I don't know, we'll think about it. Once again, guys, we are doing this by the seat of our pants. A lot of this is just like, hey, it looks like it'll work. That's another thing. This is a bottom shot, so I need to actually adjust it to not be when I'm drawing it. Then no matter of a mess of transforming tool is gonna fix that. I have to do that. So we will. roughly within the lines. Here, we have a brick building, but it has a wooden. That's basically this exact awning on top, like a wooden awning. So we shall select it. We shall copy it. We shall copy and paste it. We shall also transform it horizontally, and we shall carry it this way. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go with. The yellowish, the whitish, the lightest tone of this brown are primarily hints of where you could walk out. You. I'm going to okay that. Deselect it, move it on top. I'm going to erase about that much of it. Side of it. Actually, we could bring it up to about there. And now, erase this point. colors. That's the wrong one. That's the right one. I'm going to do something like that. That's the gist of it. There we go. Let's try this again. I'm gonna go over here. We're gonna once again copy this color mat here. So we're not really making tiles that then duplicate. We're doing it in the drawing phase. Nope, not flip canvas. Transform this guy. Going to okay that. Let's copy paste this in itself. Just kind of. That should be long enough. Just in case, put it right there. Let me zoom in for a minute. Let me up opacity and match it up a bit better. Okay. Raise the opacity. I'm going to erase about that much of it. Yeah, it's good. There we go. Okay, we're gonna merge these two. Deselect it because I don't want anything weird to happen. Shortcuts is what we do. Shortcuts for me and you. Right about there. Erase that. We're going to erase all of this. Bam, 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 bam. Big eraser, big eraser. I do want this a little bit more to match what I've done already. Let's see if I take it away. I could adjust it. There we go. All right. So we're getting like the awnings, we're getting the edges. This is working well. I like it. Let's merge all these colors together, like 4 layers of color here. Let's merge them all together. Wait, except for... What am I looking at? That's... Back that thing up. Okay, yeah, that layer is separate anyway. Let me label this layer ground. Ground. Alright. So we got two intro houses. Alleyway, I could put maybe some boxes there if I wanted to. A blank flat house. At least one more awning, one long one. So I want to do an awning, roof, long one. Or rather, awning, top awning. Awning. Over here is awning, rooftop. That's been blown out. And maybe I could put some stuff on the ground, which is also in the way. But to indicate that, maybe I'll put like a villain on it or something. To indicate like that it's an interactive background. the color I want. A lot of little edge cleanup here and there. We'll figure it out. Slow and steady, folks. I do like that rooftop on this one. I do want to keep that rooftop. And I have just a villain to go on this long platform as well. Maybe this one will be like not brick but stone, like actual like stone pattern. We should put some of those wooden flaps on some of the doors. I mean, some of the windows, that is. Just to break it up a little bit. Let's merge. We will name that layer good. Rename this layer good. Alright. For the starting point, I'm gonna really adjust the starting point in terms of like how it looks. I want this to be the actual point of origin for the character. Like this is the saloon that he emerges from. So I'm gonna take the reference I have and tweak it the way I've been doing now, because I was being too literal with the reference. It wasn't working. It was just tracing work, and I'm like, that's no fun. I get the images and I trace them for silhouettes because I suck at architecture and design, and you know it's really hard to think of angles, like left angles, right angles, and after a while your brain goes nuts. So now that I have a general look, now that I'm getting into being loose, I'm gonna backtrack to this. You know, give it a bit more flair. I already started by giving it like broken pillars and stuff, but a bit more than that. Right where he's standing, I might just put some stuff in the background, or a donkey or two, and then the first real, because he spawns. If you see the giant crack in the ground right there, the very that crack right there, the character more or less will spawn there. I want to say that's where he actually shows up to start the stage. Maybe a little further in, depending on how the programming helps me. And then yeah, we'll just start making his way. Run to a few villains. I'll put some stuff in the maybe some crates or whatever in the alleyway. I have a villain that his whole character is that he just walks back and forth, and a big long piece here on top would be great, and I might end up having to extend this stage a bit more, but it is a first stage anyway, so just kind of give you an idea of a few bad guys you're bumping into. Yeah, I don't want to make a super long, visually long stage, at least not yet, but we'll get to the point where I'm going to start doing some long ass stages, and this is slow progression. It's all slow progression. I got many projects I'm working on. I don't want to burn out. As I said before, I don't want to burn out on this project. I want to enjoy it. You know, it's my first game ever. It ain't gonna be perfect. I just want to get a sense of planning. Where the platforms, where the villain's gonna be. Should I, in the future, should I really lay out every stage and every villain interaction? The character is a short-range character. He's gonna short-range attack people at the moment. I'm sorry, the music caught me off guard. As of right now, he is a short-range character. Like he swipes within a few feet of him. So I guess the best interpolation, Castlevania. They have a whip, but the whip only goes a certain distance. I guess I'll aim for that far more than, let's say, a Mega Man run and gun. Okay, if I make this more of a run and gun, where he's throwing the knives, a la, let's say, ghouls and goblins, goblins and ghosts, I always forget what it's called. Where he's throwing his javelin. I feel you have to make more villains that attack by range. Then again, in that game, not so much. In that game, it's mostly zombies. But I feel like if your character could attack with range, you sometimes need a lot of villains that could do that too. And that's a level of programming that I can do, but I know it will kill me after a while. But who knows? Who knows? Seat of our pants, people. Seat of our pants. I think. I'm gonna call it there. Let me drop this music for a minute. Music. Pause. Okay, back to the editor. Alright. I feel you should call it there. I actually have to wake up early for work tomorrow. well, my whole schedule will be early work from now on. It is already 10:50 anyway. We started at what? We started at 8:30ish. So we've got an extra half hour. No, more than a half hour. Because if it's 8:30, it should have been at 10:30 we stopped. Yeah. So that's our regular 2-hour stream plus the extra half hour. You know me, I usually do a 2-hour stream, give or take. And I'm getting kind of tired now because it is game repetitive and it's the same colors. It's just me trying to think of different ways to make the colors pop. Like, you know, doing this abandoned house forces me to add more of the black ink for the shadows and darkness of it. So that worked very well. So, you know, that definitely helped break it up from the house before. Now over here, we're going to do some some brickwork that is brown, but highlighted with the lightest brown, the more orangey. But next to that, we have a house that is all orange. Well, 2 houses over, that is. So we are fiddling with the little things here and there, with the little colors, working with it. Maybe I'll go back and really like make that chair look more like a chair. I realize why it's bothering me now. I just realized why it's bothering me. Do that right now before I forget. There we go. Three-dimensional space, people. Three-dimensional space. Nah, that's good. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, because it needs to have a front rim to the seat, to the part you sit on. See, these are all the little things. Like, you know, it's hard to some people can't imagine what it is. You can't see an apple in your head, you know, but they'll also take a box and rotate it, and then rotate it, and then rotate it. That's why, like, when I see people do, like, Transformers, and not stylized Transformers, like we had, like, late 2000 Image Comics, where, like, Optimus Prime's legs were, like, twice the size of his body, but it looked really cool. But, like, the more sleek, really boxy, angular stuff, that still looks proper. Freaking Gundam wing looking stuff, you know? God, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, man. It's like straight up engineering level stuff. Alright. We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop right there. We're gonna save. And then we're gonna stop. Alright, guys, that's enough. So, real quick, on the bottom, Brooklyn Comic Con next weekend. That is next weekend, Brooklyn Comic Con. Buy tickets for it if you're in the area. They usually do a pretty good con. They keep changing. You hear what I said? They're not con artists. They do a pretty good convention. There we go. I will be there. Hope to see you there. If I don't see you and you're going, hope you have fun there. Later on, once again, Long Island Retro Gaming. That's in August. And you might see me at Big Apple. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do Big Apple Comic Con. It's a one-day winter convention. One-day convention in November. So I think I'm going to bite the bullet. Pay the kind of high fee, in my opinion. It's a bit of a high fee for a table. I'm going to do it. I've been wanting to try and do it. So I'm going to do it and see what happens. That way I can squeeze in at least 3 conventions in. New York Comic Con has not gotten back to me. But, but you know. Speaking New York Comic Con. Good luck with that. But you never know. Every year, I try and see what happens. And I want to say that is that. So, once again, as I click the wrong button. Once again, guys, I am Dante. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future. Later. Later, intern.